And thank you, members of the body, for a very good debate on both sides. I'm just going to recap over a couple things, and it won't be long because I don't know if I'm keeping us from lunch or not, Mr. Speaker, but at this point, dinner at least. I'm going to look at, again, we've talked about local control here, and our Idaho Constitution, Article 3, Section 24, gives us the responsibility for the promotion of temperance and morality. It's our job. We can talk about local control and try to push it back, but this is our job. This is absolutely within our scope to have the first concern of all good government is the virtue and sobriety of the people and the purity of the home. The legislature should further all wise and well-directed efforts for the promotion of temperance and morality. I appreciate what the good lady from 30 was just talking about. That's actually was in my closing comments. It looks like on page 2, line 47, subpoint C, this was brought up several times. I know the gentleman from 24 mentioned this, and he said, it seems vague, other material harmful to minors. All that does is points you back to page 1, line 31, subsection 6, where we define harmful to minors. So it's not vague. It's literally laid out on page 1, and it's referring back to that. I wrote down different notes from different debate here. And one of the things that was brought up was parents' rights. When I look at the parents' rights aspect of this, I work. So when it comes to a school library, I'm at work when my kids are going to a school library. So I won't be able to be there with my child. That's not something that's going to be a reality. My wife just said to me last week, hey, I'm going to take the kids to the library. Instantly, since I'm working on this bill, antennas went up. It's different for my wife who stays home and she's taking them to a community library versus someone who works is going to take them to a school library. We're not asking for the materials to be extracted from the library, and that's been said many times. This isn't a book ban bill. If a parent chooses to check out that material and show it to their kid at home, that's on the parent. That is absolutely up to the parent to do that. But we're asking that you take a reasonable step, just like you would in a movie store, to put in a section for those books that really shouldn't be allowed for my 6-year-old daughter. If you had kids standing here right in front of you, would you feel comfortable, and that's a question to ask yourself, to go grab that material out of the clerk's office and hand it to that child? Would you feel comfortable doing that? I guarantee you'd be prosecuted under Idaho law for doing that. Think about that. That's a reality. If you haven't seen the material, go take a look. It's unbelievable. You can't do it. It's illegal. So what we're asking here is libraries have to take a reasonable step. If they're going to have the material, take a reasonable step. We've outlaid some ideas of what they can do, but we haven't mandated any policy that they should follow. The lady from 11, in response to one of the points that she made, there is no First Amendment right to give material that is harmful to minors. It's not a First Amendment right. There's been many different arguments for and against what can and cannot be in this bill and how it is going to come out. This is consistent with Idaho obscenity laws. The obscenity laws, the definitions that are used here are current code. It's not something I came up with. This is already an existing law. So we're asking that libraries take a reasonable step to restrict the material, and reasonable is something I think we should all be able to agree on. Reasonable is very understood in law practice, and it's something that we can agree on here. Take a reasonable step to keep our kids safe. I don't think that any of us should apologize for fighting for our kids and fighting for the morality of this state and for keeping our kids safe. So with that, I ask for your green light.
Thank you, good gentlemen. Debate is closed. Question is, shall House Bill 314 pass the House? Clerk will unlock machine, and the members will record their